I am Delegate Joshua Cole, and I am blessed to represent the 28th House District in the Virginia House of Delegates. That's the city of Fredericksburg and Stafford County. So I actually used to work for the General Assembly back in 2016. I was 26 years old, or at that time 25 years old, and I knew a lot of the elected officials because I'm a pastor in the area, so I had to interact with them quite a bit. But I didn't really know their politics. I didn't know their policies and what they were doing. And so working for the General Assembly in 2016, I got to see them up close and personal. I got to see our state senator talk with a group of lobbyists or talk with a group of constituents and say, hey, yeah, I'll vote for this, and go in subcommittee. And in subcommittee and committees back then, they weren't recorded. So you could vote however you wanted to, come out and say, I tried, but it just didn't get passed. And I felt like they were playing with our lives. Many for people of color, for low-income working class people. Every single day, I felt like we did not have a voice here in Richmond. So we said, all right, well, heck, let's go ahead and do it ourselves. If anyone can bring change, we believe we could. And that was our first run for the House of Delegates in 2017. We lost by 73 votes. We decided we were going to run again, and the people who were backing me in 2017 got back on top of it again, and even more people came behind us, and we won back in November by over 1,000 votes. Now, when you're actually an elected official, you're held not just accountable to just your church or your church group, but now I represent 80,000 constituents in the Commonwealth of Virginia. We're in our communities every day. We're working our jobs, we're communicating, we're having town halls, we're having one-on-one meeting with constituents in Panera or in our offices. If there's a big event that people will call and ask you to come for, just to have your presence at the big event so people can see you there. Yeah, I think what we're seeing is Black politicians, politicians of color, women as politicians definitely come under higher scrutiny than just old regular white men politicians. So I'll be very personal and very candid, and so use this as you will. When the information about the governor came out, I was a little devastated and pushed back. I want to take a different approach. I wasn't devastated that this came to light because as a white man growing up in Virginia in the Eastern Shore, that didn't surprise me. I think more so what hurt was the backpedaling. And I've shared this with the governor. I talked to him. As the president of Stafford County's NAACP, we even called for his resignation. Um, and as a leader, own up, own it. And now that you've owned it, help us grow and do better. You never know who's watching you. Even if it's going just to hang out with my friends and I want to act up in public, you have to be very careful because you never know who's watching you. And many times I like to go incognito. So when I'm at home and I'm just relaxing, I'll throw on a hoodie, a hat, and some joggers, and I'll run in Walmart, and hopefully no one knows who I am, but it never fails. Someone knows who I am. But also people have to have representation in you. So there's a couple different things that I do live in public life that people can see. Oh man, that is so cool. I'm a big nerd. If you look all in my office, I have, pop figures all over the place. I want people to understand that I'm touchable, I'm relatable, and I'm not this high, lofty elected official that people can't relate with. And that was one of the reasons why I ran for office. When you look at who's in elected officials, who are elected officials in Virginia prior to, let's say, 2015. Prior to 2015, there was only maybe 2 LGBTQ representatives here in the Commonwealth of Virginia in the General Assembly. There was a handful of Black representatives. There were just maybe 1 or 2 Latinx representatives. But after the election in 2017, we saw LGBTQ representatives pop up everywhere. We saw more Black representatives pop up. We saw more trans legislators pop up. We saw more Latinx, Asian Americans, Indian Americans. They all had elected positions in the General Assembly. And what that says is, number one, even though we represent a myriad of people for our districts, the little Black kid, little gay Black boy, the little trans Latinx kid in the high school can now look up and see someone that looks like them representing them every single day. That also means the struggles that we deal with every single day does not go unheard. We can now bring those identities to the table and fight for those of us who's been marginalized. There are views, there are issues, and there are experiences that only Danica Rome has lived that she now brings to the General Assembly. There are experiences and views that only I have lived that are now here in the General Assembly. There are views and experiences that only Delegate Suha Subramanian has lived, and they're now being brought to the General Assembly. If we did not have these voices, these identities, these people who were here, those ideas, those views, those expressions, those realities would never make it here. You could lobby all you want to, but until you have someone who has that lived experience fighting on the House floor or fighting on the Senate floor for you, they go unheard.